Welcome back. We're going to be talking now about the DREAM Act. Can somebody explain to me what is the DREAM Act means?
Sure. The DREAM Act is a law that would allow for young people who are doing well in high school and who want to go on to university, but may not be documented because they came as small children to the United States, would allow them to become university students, and then as they progress through their university, to become legalized over time.
En español, para que nuestros audiencias, sobre todo que es importante para
el acto sueño, ¿no? El Dream Act es para jóvenes indocumentados que vinieron aquí cuando eran pequeños, están estudiando en high school, ¿okay? Y entonces esto le diera la oportunidad de poder ir al college, a la universidad, y entonces eventualmente ser legalizado, porque aunque se gradúen de college y no tienen papeles legales, pues no pueden trabajar, ¿no? Entonces, eso está en el Congreso en estos momentos, está en comité. Is it in committee?
Is it in committee?
Is it still in committee? Or
yes, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
Fortunately, it's still in committee, and we don't know what's going to happen.
Pero lo interesante de eso es que hay muchos, miles y miles de jóvenes organizando. Cuando, por ejemplo, aquí en Kentucky, hubo un joven, Julio Martínez, en primer año en Bluegrass Technical College, fue detenido en su lugar de trabajo. He was stopped in his workplace. Y fue capturado y entregado con ICE, con la migra. Y hasta lo llevaron a un centro de detención en Wisconsin y lo iban a deportar a Honduras, donde él nunca había estado desde los 7 años.
Wow.
Y no tiene familia tampoco, pero lo iban a deportar. Los jóvenes organizaron fuertemente. Tuvimos varios eventos públicos con congresistas, etc. Y lograron liberar al joven. Y hay otros grupos en Arizona que fueron a la oficina del senador McCain, que sabe que McCain antes era a favor de los inmigrantes, pero ahora cambió de cara. Entonces, los estudiantes fueron a su oficina a hacer una protesta, llevaron 4 presos y eran indocumentados, pero por la organización de base de miles de comunidades tenía que liberarlos, soltarlos de la cárcel. Ese movimiento es muy fuerte. The movement of young people working for the DREAM Act is very strong with a lot of energy, and it's a very important movement of the immigration rights.
And I believe all of you are part of the DREAM Act.
Yeah,
we support it.
Yeah,
definitely.
I think well, anybody who's speaking for comprehensive immigration reform is also pushing for the DREAM Act as well. It's one of those pieces of the legislation that will hopefully eventually be part of comprehensive immigration reform. That with legalization and an agricultural jobs bill for those who work in the agricultural area. So it's part of that comprehensive package that people have been pushing for in Congress.
And I heard that it's a lot of good students that are very smart and have good grades that are immigrants that can now go to college because of that, and they're brilliant. They are excellent students. Have you heard about that? Remember?
Yes. I was working with a situation in one of our high schools here with a young girl who was brilliant, 3.8 average, and a star soccer player, and she could have had her pick of any university in the United States, private or whatever, to go to college. But she can't. She's undocumented, so she is really lost a lot of hope. I talked to her recently and to her mother, and she's just hopeless.
You think that will help us to control gangs, on the streets if we send those kids to school instead of losing them?
Exactly. Y esto es parte del problema de la ley de Arizona, porque pone a la policía en contra de la comunidad, que es una amenaza a la seguridad pública. It creates,
la comunidad va a tener miedo a llamar a la policía. The community is going to be afraid to call the police if the crime is being committed against them, because they might come and pick them up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Y esto es muy contra de el bienestar social de cualquier sociedad.
So we're going backwards.
Very much so. Very much so.
Do we need a reform for immigration? What's going on? Are we going to have one? What is the problem with that? Why we haven't have any immigration reform lately?
Well, we certainly need immigration reform. I mean, the immigration system that we operate under is broken. It is completely non-functional. It doesn't respond to the needs of society or to the economy at all. I mean, the reason we have so many people who are here without documents is because under our immigration laws, there are only 5,000 visas that are available every year for people who are here who need workers who are skilled or semi-skilled. 5,000. The Chamber of Commerce of the United States has estimated that there are 400,000 openings every year for people in those kinds of occupations. And if you look back, you know, the past 20 years, the last time we had immigration reform, a little bit more than that actually, there was an undocumented population that was increasing every year because of the needs of our society. And so until we fix that problem, we're not going to have, you know, recognize what the real problem is. We've got to have a number of visas that are available to meet the needs of the economy.
Y por ese mismo, estamos en una situación donde no podemos comer aquí en Estados Unidos sin el trabajo de gente indocumentada. Y bueno, llegó hasta la Casa Blanca cuando Michelle Obama hoy estaba con
esposa
un evento con la esposa de Calderón de México. En una escuela, una muchacha preguntó a Michelle,
una niña del
segundo grado, dijo, asked Michelle whether it was true that her husband was taking everyone away that doesn't have papers, and then she expressed her concern that her mother didn't have papers, and the first lady replied, "We have to fix that."
Right.
Que la niña preguntó, tu marido, el presidente, tu marido va a llevar a todos que no tienen documentos. Y Michelle dijo, tenemos que arreglar eso, porque eso no es bueno.
Sí.
For example, here in Kentucky, this is an agricultural state. Este es un estado de la agricultura. Los trabajadores latinos son necesarios para el poder trabajar la tierra.
That's right.
Aquí en Kentucky, los caballos, el 80% de los trabajadores en Churchill Downs y en todos los racetracks
in
en Kentucky y en los Estados Unidos son latinos, la mayoría indocumentados. We need workers. I mean, when the economy is going well, all those people are working and they need them. Here in Kentucky, they need them. If all the so-called, the undocumented left Kentucky, the tobacco crop will not, nobody will pick it up. Many of the factories, the horse industry will go down the tubes. So that's the conundrum, and that's the hypocrisy of the whole thing. We need workers.
We need immigration law to be fixed.
Just today, I had a call from an employer whose employee was arrested by ICE, who he described as absolutely essential to his business. He reaches out to countries in Latin America and engages in trade with these countries. And he was like the person, the front man who made contact with these people. Now he's in prison, he's arrested. He had a removal order because he was unable to get documentation about his existence. And so anyway, that's the problem that employers face here. We need immigration reform that deals with the fact that our immigration system simply does not correspond to the needs.
And also not only that, the kids who are born here, they're Mexican or Latino American father and mother, and they send them back to the country. What's going to happen with those kids? We have a lot of problem with that.
Y el problema que muchas personas no hablan es que vienen por políticas económicas que están empobreciendo las personas en estos países. In Mexico, they don't come here because they envy our lifestyle. They come here out of desperation to try to support their families. And this is we have to educate people about this reality. People don't come here for that reason.
I want to thank my guests and I want to thank our viewers for joining us today. Gracias a ustedes por haber venido. Gracias a ustedes, señores televidentes. Nos veremos pronto. Gracias.